It's the Rugby World Cup, live and exclusive to 3. We're at Murrayfield in Edinburgh, the All Blacks, Scotland. Let's join our commentary team of Hamish Mackay, Grant Fox and Alan Wetton.
Thanks very much, Sean, as the teams make their way on to the great park that is Murrayfield in Edinburgh. A magnificent ground and a magnificent occasion ahead in the virtual decider of Pool C, Rugby World Cup 2007. The All Blacks coming off wins against Italy and Portugal, Scotland against Portugal and Romania. Head-to-head over the years, 25 tests. The All Blacks have won 23, 2 draws, 1964 and 1983. And now Richie McCaw will lead out the All Blacks of 2007 against what some are describing as a depleted Scottish side. Frank Haddon, the Scottish coach, preferring to save his senior troops for their game against Italy. But there will be plenty of players in the Scottish side who still believe they should be in the top 15. Watch the heart, watch the passion as we stand by for the anthems.
Veuillez vous lever pour les hymnes nationaux de la Nouvelle-Zélande et de l'Écosse, enregistrés par la garde républicaine et le chœur de l'armée française.
Ladies and gentlemen, would you please be upstanding for the national anthems of New Zealand and Scotland, recorded by the Republican Guards and the French Choir.
The flower of Scotland at Murrayfield. Grant Fox and Alan A.J. Wetton, World Cup winning All Blacks from 1987. And a weakened Scottish side on paper, Grant Fox, but they will be out there to give it plenty.
Look, plenty of players
playing for a position next week against Italy, and there's some good players in this side. Henderson, big midfielder, a form player coming into the tournament. He's had some injury issues. Walker and Suffel, big players, big physical men.
We stand by for the haka now. The All Blacks in the alternate silver strip. Looks pretty good. Does that look like 22 guys who mean business or what?
I'll tell you what, the expression there of Ali Williams and Byron Gallagher summed it up for me. They're on a mission here. They really want to get this campaign right on the track from the first minute from kickoff.
And kickoff just moments away. The All Black side close to full strength, one would think.
The two great things I've seen already today, the Flower of Scotland, which has got to be one of the better anthems, and Capo al Pongo for the first time at the World Cup.
Well, it suggests they're really here to play this one, and they need to put an authoritative performance on the park. We've seen it in fits and bursts so far in the games against Italy and Portugal. Marius Jonker of South Africa is the referee here on 3 Sport. Wee small hours back home in New Zealand, just after 4 o'clock local time in Edinburgh.
Captain Black, blue captain.
Underway at Murrayfield, and first touch for Anton Oliver. A marvellous tussle with Kevin Maolamu for the top hooking spot. First touch for Simon Webster on the left wing.
Stay here, stay Black.
Reuben Thorne and Chris Marsoy, probably the two players just outside of the top 15, but everybody has their opportunity, and none better today. Driven on by Alistair Dickinson on debut, the Scottish loose head prop. Chris Cassida, British Lions tourist to New Zealand in 2005, marshalling the troops and lost forward in there. And the All Blacks getting the penalty.
Well done there, good aggressive defence there by the All Blacks. Ball in hand early for the Scottish team, but we're making a lot of headway, just fits and starts, not going anywhere. Good defence by the All Blacks, I'd be happy with that start.
Oh, great work in there.
Scotland forwards, though, trying to show their intent. Now, this is the area the All Blacks believe they'll have ascendancy, so good on Scotland. Take it to them where you think your strength is and see what they've got. All Blacks also, as AJ said, defended very, very well.
I just want to settle this first line up. Hold it for me. Gentlemen, that's the mark.
So this is a
These
full
are the
line
standards.
out.
Please keep it open.
No
Time on.
special backline formation, just Doug Howlett tucked in behind Dan Carter.
Untidy first lineup by the All Blacks, and Scotland pour through.
Over blue hand.
A bit of miscommunication there between Anton Oliver and Rodney Suhialo. Going up in the air, timing all out of kilter, so to speak.
Well, Scotland have Tall Timber and Scott Murray and Scott McLeod. Interesting that they didn't perhaps go for big James Hamilton or Nathan Hines and really put the squeeze on the All Black lineup with Reuben Thorne as a lock, who There's at just 1.92 metre.
Pause, engage.
Good All Black scrum, putting the heat on this inexperienced front row. Just 33 caps between them.
The All Blacks early in the games have shown an intent to go down channel 1, inside channel close to the set piece. So it'll be interesting to see whether they adopt that or they come wide, where all the backs are at the moment. Smith is wide, McDonald's wide, Sinovetti's right on the near touchline.
Pause, engage. Keep it up here, keep it up.
Kelleher. Carter with a kick across here to Sivavatu. Sivavatu doesn't control it. Opportunity goes begging.
Let it go now, Black.
Scotland
Get on side,
through
get back.
Cassida. Oh, he doesn't control it either, but
Well, it was a great kick by Daniel Carter. It was absolutely inch perfect, but see, Sinovetti elbows close to the chest instead of getting his arms away from the body to use his arms to cushion the catch, hit him square on the chest, coughed the ball up.
Habana, Latham, they'd be gone. Can't make those sort of mistakes.
Well, he'd be disappointed. First touch of the ball, and there, a great opportunity to put some pressure on the Scottish defence. Had a support inside him also. So really a basic mistake there by Sivavatu so early in the match.
They might be forgiven at this point of the tournament, but not later on. Cassida with the feet, and on goes the shut. Oh, the Scottish pack just destroyed by the All Black machine. Carter has it. McAllister. Sivavatu this time. Cross to Doug Howlett. Good tackle, spot tackle. Still with another little kick in behind. Sivavatu giving chase. And the carry back.
It was. See, and this is a new tactic we're seeing from the All Blacks in this tournament. We didn't see a lot of kicking in behind the line in the Tri-Nations, but early in the game against flat defences are quite prepared to turn them. Great defence by Southwell on Howlett. Plenty of numbers there though. Soialo, Heyman got there. Just a yard in it.
Touch. Pause, engage, keep it up.
Real dominance in scrum time early for the All Blacks. Rodney Soialo turns it back into the skipper, and without a hand laid on him. First try of the match for Richie McCaw.
Well, this all came off a great scrum platform, very square. Soialo running wide, the backflip into Richie McCaw. 13th try in Test matches. AJ, great scrum.
Oh, a thud from the platform, and I think that shows the experience of the front row. Too much pressure there for the new guy, Dixon, coming in there by Heyman. But good, an 8-7 reverse there. Good communication between the number 8 and the skipper, and Richie McCaw making a habit of scoring first in these Test matches.
Well, Byron Callow also went quite early, perhaps a bit lucky not to be called, but he dragged the defence wide and left the hole on the inside for Soialo to backflip it into McCaw.
Carter's conversion is successful. And just over 5 minutes gone. The All Blacks out to 7 points to 0.
Yeah, good platform there. Nice channel across there. They've broken the defence there off the scrum early with the Scottish defence. They paid the price. They should have really been watching Richie McCaw. Big hole there.
McCaw straight back into the action. Might have lost it. He's turned it over. The Scots. This is DeRollo. Marcus DeRollo. Centre 3/4 with 30 tests to his name. Back to Patterson. Pushes it away to the right.
Plenty of time there, Grant. He'll be disappointed with that kick.
He dropped in the pocket straight away, directly behind the ruck. But McCaw will be disappointed with the turnover. But you'll just see here, Patterson, the ball was just leaning to the right a little bit as he dropped it, and that caused him to skew it to the right-hand side of the post.
Richie McCaw just getting some attention.
Play.
Frank Haddon, Scottish coach. McCaw about to rejoin the fray. Numbers to the right.
Roll away back. Stay on side 5. Hands off now to right. Lead at 5.
Cassida.
Stay on side.
Now he has it. Patterson waits again. Kick And behind Sivavatu, it'll be too big.
It's an interesting tactic there from Scotland. I think it's a good one because Sivavatu's not known for turning quickly when the ball's in behind him. He's a safe enough defender, but this is an area of the game he needs to work on.
There we go, gents.
So just a bit too much weight on the kick.
You're overcooked. The first real chance really to test the back line of the All Blacks, but not prepared to have a go. Prepared to put the ball in the air. We've seen a lot of that in this tournament.
Sorialo the target this time. Oliver finds him well, and All Blacks look to get some momentum on here. Ruben Thorne has it at the back. 10 or 15 metres up the park. It's Scotty Murray. Number 5 for Scotland as Walker gets it. With Sivavatu right on him.
No, thank you.
Scotland have retained possession just out from the 22.
Good pressure by Byron Callahan there, who really chased Patterson, put him under some pressure, and the reward was a line out for the All Blacks just a few metres from the 22.
It's a good kick from Callahan too. That's the second one he's put up in the match, and both of them been right on the button.
Well, just before the kick-off, Grant, they were practicing for 5-10 minutes, the up and under, continuous, put it on the right on the money.
Stradley Williams. All Blacks looking to put the complete performance on the park here. Striker's psychological blow. South Africans still regarded by many as the team to beat as Sorialo drives forward, but after their performance against Tonga, I'll be asking a few questions. McCaw goes forward. Oliver. Good leg pumping action from Anton Oliver, 10 metres out. Woodcock to McCaw. Kelleher, Carter tries to slip his man, doesn't quite do so.
Blue 6.
Carl Heyman, giant size halfback. Luke McAllister wide to Leon McDonald. Carter, McCaw. Very flat here to Chris Marsoy, and the ball is forward.
Some pretty good defence by Scotland. You can see the All Black intent to try and take them on up front, hit them hard round the fringes, gain some precious yards to gather the defence before they pushed it wide. But Scotland were up to the task.
Yeah, good flat ball there. Well, possibly a line ball, I thought, but
Wasn't forward at all, AJ.
No. But I guess you see, Grant, the intent from the All Blacks is to be a lot more physical. The opposition, yes, their second team possibly for Scotland, but they're not pushing that ball wide too early, getting the forwards in.
7-0. The All Blacks lead Scotland. 10 minutes gone.
Right time on, gentlemen.
Perfect conditions here at Murrayfield in Edinburgh.
Forward pass.
After some of the extreme heat we've experienced down in the south of France. Not that we're complaining.
Nice to get a bit of cloud cover.
It's quite pleasant for rugby though, isn't it? It's not too warm. The wind been up today, but it's dropping as we get later in the afternoon.
Pause, engage. Stay on,
Another huge shunt. Big pressure
Got away, Black.
on Dave Callum.
Stay on,
Great.
Step
It's
more,
his
step
10th
more,
test
step more.
match.
I want you to step more. Thank you. Not out, stay.
AJ Callum's done well, David Callum, at 2 scrums under real pressure and has been able to pick the ball out.
All Blacks are taking the quick one here. Here's Williams. Goes without it.
We were just talking about the All Blacks to be a lot more precise, a lot more disciplined. Just a couple of early handling errors. Lovely play there by McDonald once again. A lot of vision. Ali Williams just couldn't take the ball.
And just a technique thing again, elbows close to the chest. We should know better than to start analysing things when the All Blacks have got the ball close to the sideline, because you know they want to speed the game up, keep the tempo up. They'll back their fitness and they will try and ultimately, while they want to wear teams down physically, they also want to try and run them ragged as well.
A few notes from coach Graham Henry.
A tick in the wrong box there for Ali. But really, there was no pressure on that. Ball should have been taken at this level.
It's a couple of dropsies already. One from Sivavatu from the big wipers kick from Dan Carter.
These guys are trying to whack it up on Woodcock's side here, I'm sure, and try and wheel Scotland into that touchline.
Straight away there, we saw Woodcock bearing in on his opposite.
Once again, very, very good work from Dave Callum. Superbly well under immense pressure for Scottish number 8. Playing for Simon Taylor today, the incumbent number 8 rested. Patterson doesn't find touch. Howler keeps it in play. McDonald. Right back down the throat of Patterson. As Webster in support decides to go to the air. Howlett back with plenty of time. Wants to get on with it, Doug Howlett. Can't quite get away from John Barclay, the open side flanker on debut for Scotland.
No, five, get out of there. I don't want to see you there again.
Onto the left foot. Absolutely nails it. That is a fair old drilling.
You don't see the spiral punt used that often nowadays, but this guy is a very good exponent of it. When he's got time, that's what he prefers to do. We see Howlett here is looking for a counter-attack opportunity, but the Scotland defence was up on a line, AJ.
Yep. Good work from John Barclay. He chased hard and he got the reward. He got a winger, and my word, I love getting wingers. Very elusive from us big forwards.
21st birthday tomorrow for the Scottish Open side, John Barclay. Occasionally always remember here today, regardless of the result.
Thank you.
He's been in the Scottish training squad since he was a 17-year-old, but debut today, Cussiter. I'll always be very competitive at line-out time, Scotland.
Well away, 6 black. No feet here. He's away, it's here. It's coming. Let it go now, black, it's here. Stay there. It's your own man lying on the ball. It's your own man.
Cussiter. Patterson, another one skewing off the right foot. Second one of those.
Foxy, what's he doing wrong there? He didn't seem to be under too much pressure. He had the big boy Ali Williams on top of him, but
he just looks like he's pulling his left shoulder away quickly and skewing the ball off the right hand side as something's going on up front here. Listen to the ref.
Both teams, onside the pillars. Time on.
What was that, Hamish? Is that about the edge of the breakdown?
Yep.
Trying to get both teams onside?
Offside, just coming in.
So short line here for the All Blacks. Marsoe and McCaw are outside Carter and inside McAllister, the pair of them.
Numbers are good.
You can see there Leon McDonald just come back on with a change of boots. Callaghan.
Well away now, blue. Advantage offside.
To Ruben Thorne.
Back line, offside.
Inside the 22 of Scotland. McAllister. Beautifully timed pass to Leon McDonald. Howlett gets the record. The greatest try scorer in All Black Test history.
Well, they are just going to check this. So we need to be sure we're a little way away. We haven't seen the camera angle yet. Now, there was a short line out taken round the back, punching over the advantage line. Carter behind the back of Smith, I think it was, to McAllister. Drawing past McDonald, drawing pass again to Howlett. No problem at all.
Never in doubt.
Good try here. Good play here by Luke McKellar. They've looped round here, but look, McDonald once again in the line. Loved his angles. Performing very well. Timed his pass to perfection. Doug Howlett used his speed, dived in the corner.
50th cap. And Leon McDonald
took a knock there, didn't he?
Might have done some damage in the build up to that.
Yeah, go for it.
Give a bit of a closer look at this scene.
We're just waiting for it. The All Blacks are back on halfway. Scotland behind the goal, and I think they knew what was going on.
But McDonald has some concern. It might have been just a Charlie, hopefully. Not too serious. He seems to be jogging back into position. This is his 50th Test match. Leon McDonald.
Yeah, he opened himself up a bit when he timed that pass off to Doug Howlett. Threw the ball to the right, of course, and he was open there and took a big hit.
It was a beautifully timed drawn pass from Luke McAllister too. Superb.
Well, McDonald will want to say this is his 50th cap, so he will not want to leave the field. As we look in on Daniel Carter. Not an easy kick, this one.
And he can't quite turn it in, so the conversion of Howlett's try, we should acknowledge where Doug Howlett is now. We've got a bit of time to talk about this, guys.
47 Test tries, number 1 taken over from Christian Cullen.
Not bad company, is it? Christian Cullen, Doug Howlett.
61st test for Doug, so good strike rate.
Remember, he scored 2 on debut way back in 2000 against Tonga of North Harbour. And now he's got 47.
What's about? What's that? What's my maths like here? About 75%, 3 tries.
About 73.8.
Is that right, AJ?
Let's not confuse the issue, guys.
Anyway, look, kick's gone dead.
Let's keep an eye on
a long kick
Leon
off.
McDonald is not right.
A long kick off here. The ball rolled over the dead ball line, so all the way back we come. If it probably rolled into in goal, we were talking and not watching, but whichever way, that's a scrum back on halfway. So the All Blacks have got a split option here. Sivi Vatu's actually at standoff basically on the left-hand side. McAllister off to the right with Howlett.
Just out of shot. Leon McDonald is holding his hip, his groin area.
He's not comfortable, is he? He's feeling that he's under some pressure.
Sorialo off for Kelleher. Sivavatu back on the inside channel. Kelleher again for Chris Marsoy.
See Nick Evans warming up down there on the sideline, Hamish.
Well, there's Evans and, of course, Toyava.
Watch here, Byron Keller did very well initially. He made a lot of yards over the advantage line. That's probably what cost him, as again, Patterson misses touch.
Howlett to McDonald. Let's see what he's like on the kick.
Yeah, pretty safe.
That's a good one. He just seems, he wants to hang in there. It's more like it's a knock than a... Let's have another look at him here, guys.
He was happening the tackle by the look of it as he put Howlett away for the try.
He is improving, just fingers crossed.
He got hold of that kick all right. Beautiful kick there, rolled it in the touch.
12 points to 0. 18 minutes gone. Advantage with the All Blacks.
Thanks, 9.
Byron Keller with a little bit of advice for Marius Jonker, the referee. Take the opportunity to say a good morning in New Zealand to the Hawkins construction team, including a few Scotties having an early test match breakfast in Parnell.
We had an agreement that we're
They've all got the kilts out, eating the haggis. Hope you're enjoying the Rugby World Cup live and exclusive here on 3 Sport from Edinburgh.
Pause, engage. Straight feet, please.
Oh, that's under Anton Oliver's feet, but the All Blacks were just pushing over the mark a little bit there, and I think that's the reason that Kelleher got pinged.
Scott Murray, 87th test match for the veteran lock. Henderson, back for Cassado. Craig Smith, the Stoke club, near Nelson there. He played for Nelson Bays. The Scottish prop played for Nelson Bays against Scotland in 2000.
Right, hands off now, let's go, Blue! Get out of there, coming. Leave it, Blue.
Let's turn over here. Carter. Wide to Conrad Smith. Back to Howlett. Howlett to McDonald. Turnover.
Advantage to knock on.
Cassado.
Advantage over.
Barclay.
Well done, Black.
Scott Lawson goes in and plays halfback. Pressure on here. Great opportunity. Knock on. Well, that was all a bit loose.
I think I can see a change coming up here. As we just look in here, and it's number 14, Nicky Walker, who overran it. Southall there, that's a golden opportunity gone, but McDonald is going to be coming from the field. He is not right.
Big opportunity there for Walk. He's a big man though. He's 1.96 metres, 107 kg. He just couldn't get down and control that ball, and a golden opportunity, as you said, Grant, for them to put some points on the board.
So Leon McDonald is coming on. Both 21s are coming on. Nick Evans into the game for the All Blacks. Not to the hip, it appears.
Looks like Chris Patterson is the Scottish player going off. He's on the far touchline, so he's taken a knock somewhere.
And on comes Dan Parks, the Australian-born, former New South Wales age grade representative. So Chris Patterson out of the game, Leon McDonald out of the game, and now both the All Black first choice fullbacks injured.
Engage. Thank you, much better 9.
For Carter.
Just timed it so sweetly, doesn't he, Grant?
Now they're just getting the basics of the game right, the All Blacks. Well, that's what they're trying to do. Nothing too flash in their own half. Let's just get some territory, boys, and we'll settle this game down. Carter did look wide to the open side here with Sivivadi was. There was a little bit of space to kick to, but he chose the safer option of the near touchline.
That was fine. Go for it.
Good control at line-out time from Scotland. This is an area where they will really take on this shortened version of the All Black line-out. Shortened in terms of personnel, height. Chris Jack is on the bench though, but it became too much of an issue.
Use it now, use it 9.
Heyman wrapping up Kelly Brown. Use it or lose it is the call from Marius Jonker.
It's great body position by the All Blacks as we look at Chris Patterson.
Here's where he's injured.
That was early in the game. Okay.
He did hurt himself in that tackle.
The All Blacks defended that driving maul from Scotland very well because their body position was superior. They were lower under them. Scotland, as a consequence, couldn't make any headway.
I think they've just been very physical in the tackle. I've seen Richie McCaw do it now. Carl Heyman wrapping up the player, ball and all, putting him on the deck and turning them. Good play.
Coach, touch, pause, engage.
Kelleher, the kick in behind Hugo Southwell. Back for it. Great chasing, Doug Howlett.
Well, he's renowned for that. And we've seen a lot of pressure put on the Scottish clearing kickers today by Kelleher, by Williams, now by Howlett.
Scotland go very long.
That's a rock now, black hands off.
Cassida. Smith. Oh, just, who was that? Pulverising tackle.
Marceau, I think.
Chris Marceau. Outstanding. That really causes some collateral damage. Down to Evans. First touch and a bit of space too. Nick Evans. Taken by Barclay. Still going. Burrows his way forward. Kelleher. Rodney So'oialo. Kelleher still with advantage to the All Blacks here. Pop back for Conrad Smith. Carter. And the penalty comes.
Well, clearly Scotland have come with a very defensive-minded attitude, and you can't blame them. I mean, they're up against a very efficient attacking outfit with speed and power to burn, and so why wouldn't you? Run right on the gauntlet, right on the line. They've been caught a couple of times today.
A couple of times they've tried to run it out when they've been hard on defence. I don't quite agree with the tactics. I think with put the ball to boot would be better, get them into the All Black territory. playing a dangerous game when you're only a few metres from your try line, and it's now cost them a turnover and possibly 3 points.
Well, it looks like a 2-ruck kick scenario, and I'm not a fan of that personally. If you're going to do it, do a 1-ruck kick, and then when you kick with the counter-attacking firepower the All Blacks have got, well, you've got to get it over the chalk.
We'll put that down to that tackle to Marceau. It was an absolute blinder.
So Dan Carter. Up go the flags, and the All Blacks, 25 minutes gone, they lead by 15 points to 0. Well, arguably the biggest name in world rugby. He's certainly revered up in this part of the world. Jonah Lomu, still the all-time leading try scorer in World Cup rugby. 15. Bring back Jonah.
Wouldn't that be a sight?
Tell you what, he's in pretty good nick these days.
Yep, looking sharp.
Ruben Thorne aims it from the restart.
Hands off, Rock.
Kelleher down towards Webster. Webster again. Good run by DeRollo.
Back onside.
Parks.
That's a move.
A fire in the belly of the Scotsman. Pass it to Parks. And they're about 10 metres away as the Murrayfield crowd comes alive. All Black defence tested here. Pass it up. Parks. DeRollo again. Marcus DeRollo. Scott McLeod, the big lock forward, number 4. There he is. Can only make half a metre or so. Testing period for the All Blacks. Oliver. And lost forward into the hands of Howlett. So the All Blacks will have a defensive scrum.
Oh, good defence by the All Blacks. Under some pressure, a couple of missed tackles on the blind side. Byron just managed to scramble down there. But again, the Scots just favouring the pick and go. Didn't really look where he was passing there, and the turnover ball for the All Blacks.
It's actually a numbers game on the blind side, and Scotland are recognising it really, really well. The All Blacks are a bit shorter numbers, and Scotland stacking it. Little short passes, draw and pass, finding some space. So good vision by those responsible for looking at those channels down the blind side.
Cussiter was playing it well.
Touch. Right. We're starting from the word go again. Crouch. Touch. Pause. Engage.
One thing we've learned at this tournament is pre-match reputations don't count for a heck of a lot. Just ask South Africa after Tonga, Ireland, Georgia, the list goes on.
Just seeing that scramble there, the advantage of having possibly one of the best front rows in world rugby. Hamer and Oliver, Woodcock, the pressure. There was a foot or a yard advantage. As soon as they had the hit, plenty of room for Keller at the back there to get his kick away.
Scott Lawson with the throw. Parks. Back into Webster. Cussiter again. Once again, this driving defence from the All Blacks. And they've turned this over. It's McCaw. Not the greatest of passes, but eventually picked up by Doug Howlett. And he thumps it away on the right foot. Into touch.
Well, the All Blacks have worked out the Scottish tactic of sort of in that inside channel, and so they're squeezing the defence, they're numbering up and they're gang tackling, and their body position is superior than that of the ball carrier, and right there they effected a crucial turnover. It's a pity the pass wasn't better, because there was a big opportunity down the right.
I was just going to say, Richie McCaw, don't go into halfback with passes like that, but there certainly was an opportunity.
Ali Williams. That's 3 or 4 metres.
All the way.
Kelleher. On the short side again. Now back for Dan Carter. Carter again for Sivivatu. This time he has it. Shows it once. Puts on the afterburner. Oh, but he couldn't get the pass back in. Lost forward.
Well, we need to look more closely at this, because
here's your chance.
Conrad Smith was taken out. And just look at Sivivatu. He's in field. We'll just check his feet here. He's fine.
No,
Conrad Smith taken out.
Hugo Southwell took
and that's
out.
a try. Unless it was for a forward pass. We just need to look here.
No, fair enough. The Southwell took the tackle.
Yeah,
Smith was taken out there by number 13.
Well, the ball did go forward, but Smith was taken out.
Touch shows. Let's have a listen. No, he's not going to contribute anything as we have a look at Hugo Southwell.
Jeepers, I tell you what, there could have been a case for a penalty try there, Hamish.
Well, I think fair case, probably.
Good play by Sivivatu, outside his man, but good defence here by Southwell. Took him around the
I don't
pins.
think we would have needed Denny Crane to prove that one.
Very good, Mush. No, a good kick again by Carter, though, wasn't it?
Spot on.
Sivivatu was playing wide, right on the touchline. Carter's looking for him and finding him.
Half an hour gone. The All Blacks 15, Scotland 0.
Crouch, touch, pause, engage.
Cassiter with a scrum under immense pressure. And Callum, only his 10th Test match, has done very, very well in the van under so much pressure. Down to Sivivatu. Evans. Howard. Conrad Smith with the pickup. Smith. Support from McCaw. 22-metre line. Oh, it pops out. Play on. Cassiter needs a touch. Effectively knocked back by the Scottish hand.
I think that was in the tackle. He went down, ripped the ball. Cassiter, well, he's been a British Lion, so he's a good player. The Sky, he was desperately back in cover defence. Great hands here. Conrad Smith. McAllister was on the inside and then went to the outside, so a bit of lack of communication there, but McCaw is always on the spot.
Just popped out there. Great replay again by Richie McCaw. Very impressed with his captaincy and his play today. He'd been right to think of it, taking the ball up, and there's a good number 7 out there on the support of his back. Unfortunately, just couldn't quite control the pill.
Can we carry on? Right, let's go, gentlemen. Time is on.
Hanging in there, Scotland, Foxy. They'd be happy with that. 15-0, 30 minutes gone to this match.
Here we go.
Not the score a lot of us have predicted.
Well, the Scottish forward coach, George Graham, was very strong in his criticism of the way that the Scottish team has been downplayed for this one. He says he picked the team for the job. So'oialo.
Let's go. Bondage. Come back.
Carter. Back to Big Heyman. Marsoi. Chris Marsoi. Kelleher. Byron Kelleher. Easy as you like.
Well, Scotland had stacked the midfield defence. The blindside winger had come all the way across from the set piece. The All Blacks very cleverly worked down the short side. And this is ultimately the end of it. After Carter attacked an inside channel, Carl Heyman has really developed his catch and pass skills. Marsoi carried strongly over the advantage line. This is an area of the game. Byron Kelleher is strong and close to the ruck and more, close to the try line. He's big and physical.
Yeah, good play there by Carter, though. I mean, he's like another loose forward, very strong up top. He managed to get the ball back. Good support there by Marceau. He started. He was the catalyst there. And as you suggested, Byron Gallagher 3 or 4 metres out. He is very hard to stop. Well executed try on the blind side.
Not making it easy for Dan Carter, though.
No.
Another big one.
He's had a sighter from here, though. So that's Byron's 8th try in his 56th Test match.
Third Rugby World Cup too, Byron Kelleher. Okay, this time this needs to bring it a bit more from left to right. The other way this time.
That's the outswinger. Perhaps he didn't hit that quite right. As we just get one more look at this.
McCaw there again. He had thoughts about picking that up, did the right thing, wasn't quite in position.
Yeah, but that's a sign of a great player, isn't it, AJ, that he just knew that he wasn't the man to do it.
Exactly. He could have put himself in position, could have knocked that on. He read it very well.
Six minutes remain in the first half, 20-0. Webster. Chased by McCaw and Heyman. All Blacks have lost Leon McDonald early on in this game with a knock to the hip. Nick Evans is on at fullback.
Been impressed once again, Grant, with the chase of the All Blacks. They seem to be coming up in a line of numbers, good communication, putting a lot of effort in chasing the kick from Carter, from Keller, and putting the Scots in some difficulty at the back there.
Yeah, well, when part of the tactic at times is kick it as long as you can. If it goes out, good. If it doesn't, well, you've got to get your chasing line right. And that's what the All Blacks are working on. And they're quite happy to kick the ball over the halfway line. If it doesn't go out, that's fine. Just make sure the chase is right.
We've been disappointed with some of the other matches where there's been a lack of effort in chasing the kicks. Plenty of time for the fullback or wingers to clear, but the All Blacks doing a marvellous job in that area.
Engage, keep it there. Use it.
Poor old Craig Smith getting absolute seeing to from Tony Woodcock.
That's a rock now.
Scottish tight head.
Not with your feet either, man. Not with your feet either.
Well, they're just not allowing anything to do with the feet, are they? Basically only need to rest your boot on a player and you get pinged for rucking.
We saw that the other night, didn't we, with Ibanez in the French-Ireland match. I think the foot was just resting. I think he was possibly tired. The next minute he got the penalty. What's the game coming to?
Well, it's gone through 90, hasn't it? In my book, that scrum has.
You won't do that again in this game. Going over the line, causing obstruction. You didn't have influence. Let's do it again. Don't do it again. Let's go. Same ball.
What was that, Foxy? Going over the line? Or?
Walking back over the 15-metre line, but probably stepping across and causing obstruction. So
causing obstruction, I think that's the cause. The next time you'd be out of there.
If you can't do it, why isn't it a bent arm penalty or a straight arm penalty?
Exactly. Cussett it. Henderson. Big, solid 102-kilogram midfielder. Cussiter again.
Hands off now to rock, hands off.
Callum to Parks. Parks to Webster. All Blacks having to get across and cover. Scotland had the numbers. Henderson again. Knock forward, turnover. Conrad Smith. Here's Nick Evans. Evans getting on the outside of McLeod. Gets the pass up to Richie McCaw. He had Sivivatu unmarked to his left. And the first knock on. Richie McCaw taking a while to get up off the deck.
He was disappointed with that. He knew he had an opportunity, but you said you called it Sivivatu on the left. He just ghosted up there. Didn't probably hear the call. I don't think the communication was there. He had no intention of going to his left.
Although he was ghosted pretty well by one of the Scottish defenders, so probably the right call in the end.
Again, though, the All Blacks were thin on the right-hand side of their ruck, Scotland's left-hand attacking side. Again, Scotland making inroads. It might have just been a little hand interference there, I think. Didn't help Richie McCaw in his attempt to catch the ball.
Pause, engage. Keep the line there.
Scrum.
Outside here, Black.
Cassidy parked, took his eyes off the ball, picked up by Luke McAllister. And when he gets those big legs pumping, he's hard to stop. Ruben Thorne. Su'ialo. McAllister. McAllister. Nowhere to go. Flicks it back to Ruben Thorne. Williams. Su'ialo lost forward.
I tell you what, it was on way over on Sivivadu's side again, because there was Craig Smith, the big prop, defending. David Callum, the number 8.
A lot of fatties.
The South would have gone to the other side, and I think McAllister was screaming for the ball.
I think initially Luke McAllister did the right thing, just kept a cool head rather than a big wide pass with the threat of the intercept and or one of those little kicks that he gets criticised for, and then the opportunity was on from the next ruck. Inside the last minute or so.
It's not quite the explosive performance we were hoping for, was it?
No, just a little bit scrappy the last couple of minutes, but I mean, I think the All Blacks are quite good. They want to take them on physically up front. Ronnie Su'ialo doing a grand job there, getting the ball, running hard, giving a target for the All Blacks to drive over the top and give some clear ball to Byron Keller.
I mean, it's a respectable scoreline for Scotland, isn't it? The All Blacks, I'm sure, will be looking for one more try if they could possibly conjure one up before half-time. Not a lot of time left to do that, and they don't have the ball.
Well, the Scottish coaching staff have talked up the team they played, they named, and you'd have to say fair enough.
Well, we see some pressure, a big push from the 8 here by the All Blacks to last chance before half-time.
Points before half-time would be nice. 3 tries. Well, he's just gone straight to the deck, Craig Smith.
Scotland are struggling to hold them, aren't they, Hamish? That's basically what's going on here. The All Blacks are winning the battle of the hit, and Scotland are battling to keep the scrum steady.
It's tough for the Lucies too. You see there, John Barclay feeling it. He's really pushing in there on his tight head there, Smith.
Well, he ends up completely under Tony Woodcock.
Hard day at the office for the Lucies when you're under pressure. The tight 5 can't quite hang in there. It's a nightmare.
I think the damage would have been far greater if it wasn't for the work of Dave Callum, number 8 for Scotland. What is that about?
I think possibly maybe just had enough. Just had a early cup of tea at half time.
No. So half-time at Murrayfield in Edinburgh. The All Blacks lead Scotland by 20 points to 0.
You're watching the BNZ half-time report on 3. The All Blacks Scotland, and some huge defence from Luke McAllister. Thumping tackles and impressive stuff from a centre, David Campese. But what you want to really see is them run with the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about before the game that the All Blacks obviously still having trouble at outside centre. And I really think that they should be trying to give the guys the ball to McAllister and Smith so they can actually start playing and see what happens under pressure. We don't know what they're like under pressure because all the All Blacks are doing is kicking the ball away. I mean, these tries are pretty easy. It was a great flick inside. I mean, it's very early in the game, 4 minutes into the game, well-rehearsed move. And again, the Blacks are moving the ball in the space. Here's a great hold up by McDonald, but unfortunately gets injured. But then the All Blacks go into that, okay, we'll keep it tight, instead of actually giving the ball to the guys on the outside.
And this was a fantastic run from Chris Marsoe for Kelleher to score, and be pleasing stuff for you, Zinni.
Yeah, it was great. And, loose forward getting there, making a big impact, and getting the go forward, which is obviously vitally important for guys like Gallagher to make it easy.
And there's Scotland playing a lot more football, but not in their own half, and you really got to wonder when the All Blacks are really going to put the foot down.
Yeah, I think the thing is there that I think Scotland are slowing it right down. They don't want to play. Like you can see that at the rucks and line, that's the team that are really very slow.
Well, let's see what they do in the second half as we head back to Murrayfield. Scotland, New Zealand on 3.
Welcome back to Murrayfield in Edinburgh. The second half about to get underway. The All Blacks 20, Scotland nil. And referee Marius Jonker says time on. To the impressive number 8, Dave Callum.
Away 7. It's fine.
Cassidy. Back to Parks, the replacement. First 5'8", replaced Chris Patterson quite early on. The All Blacks have also lost Leon McDonald to a knock to the hip.
Wasn't quite the kick-off that Dan Carter was looking for. I saw him drop his head straight away. I think he was looking for the one that might just sort of drift about 15 metres into the middle. Just caught it a bit well, went a bit far.
Well, he wanted to give his opportunity for his forwards to put some pressure on the kick. Didn't eventuate.
Carter, a run and an offload. McCaw. Ali Williams. Anton Oliver. Now Carter. Carter running wide to Rodney Soyalo. Webster makes the tackle. Doug Howland in after it.
Hands off, there's no blue!
Nick Evans digging it out. We'll have to let him go. That has to be a penalty against Scott Lawson. The advantage with the All Blacks.
There we go. There we go. You can't pull him into the record more. You can't pull him in there.
Yeah, silly play there by the hooker, really. Scott Lawson probably got a wee bit overexcited there, getting a halfback, or Evans, but he, without the ball, giving away a penalty.
Richie McCaw's coming across. Daniel Carter's waiting for an instruction from his skipper, and it's shoot for goal. I'm sure Daniel quite agrees. He'd have been quite happy to go for the corner, but
and you see here, no hands on the ball, no attempt there really.
Yeah.
Pretty quick start there, Grant. They were right into work early, the All Blacks. They're running hard, good into play there with Masoe, McCaw off Carter.
He was off a short line out, so Carter had options down the inside channel, managed to breach and get support play going. Scotland nearly guilty of tackling the man before he received the ball. They're playing right on the edge at the moment.
Dan Carter. This time strikes it sweetly, 23 points to 0.
The score is Scotland 0, New Zealand 23.
Anton Oliver. Kelleher to Carter. Luke McAllister looking to turn back inside Henderson. Here goes McAllister. 40-metre burst up the park to Richie McCaw in support. McAllister still there. Conrad Smith 5 or 6 metres out. Turn back for Sivivatu.
Play on.
Play on, says the referee. Conrad Smith again. Carter. McCaw to Woodcock. Forward pass is the call between McCaw and Woodcock.
There was a great breakout though by McAllister. I think Scotland had set themselves on Carter, and just a wide pass And this is a strong part of McAllister's game. He's a good line breaker. He chose his option well here too. McCaw as always in support. Conrad Smith looming up. Scotland, to be fair, they've been running great interference, have they? When the All Blacks have breached, they've done it really well.
They'd expect more out of that from the All Blacks. It was a great play by McAllister there. Again, Richie McCaw having a superb game in support. Just couldn't make anything of it.
Callum. Taken in by Scott Murray.
It's not out, it's not out.
Kelly Brown, the blindside flanker for Scotland. Snowy head number 4, Scott McLeod. Riley Williams sort of trying to climb in all over the top there. The debutant John Barclay goes in.
He's allowed to step through the middle. The crowd are not liking it, but as long as you come from behind the hindmost foot, you can step right through the middle of the ruck.
I thought the ball was far too slow there coming back from Scotland. It should have really been delivered. You watch him where he's putting his feet, very gentle for the big man.
It's pretty delicate, isn't it?
Dancing with the stars sort of material. And look, yeah, no, he's totally entitled to put his feet there. Let's see how the All Black front row goes here. I did see Carl Heyman have a gentle word with the referee, Marius Jonker, about the scrum before half-time. They were penalised, so let's see what happens here.
Cussiter with the feet.
Engage, keep it up.
Heaps of pressure on him. Driven back in goal. 5-metre attacking scrum for the All Blacks.
Yeah, pats on the back there, Grant. They'd love that one.
Yeah, but he's done well again, Callum, really. I mean, he's had a difficult task, hasn't he?
Yep.
And good technique again by Marsoe. He's strong. Kelleher joins him. So I think the All Blacks here will look for an inside channel attack. This is us setting the scrum.
Chris Marceau with the big tackle there. We gave him credit for one in the first half that actually belonged to Luke McAllister.
Sivivati's now going a little bit wider. He's outside McAllister. And McAllister's actually trying to sneak into the pivot position. So a little bit of interchange going on, which you can't see on your screen. There's the wider shot. So I think there'll be some sleight of hand and a decoy runner somewhere and through a slightly closer channel.
Sivivati just on the...
And surely they'll go for the corner here.
Go for another scrum, won't they? Or another, work it off the line out.
Possibly line out. Scrum.
Going to go for another scrum.
Did you see that? McCaw just lent to Heyman. What do you reckon?
We'll go again. Too right. Why not?
No, don't beat my call, please. Don't beat my call. Don't beat my call. Second, set. Crouch, touch, pause, engage. Keep it up.
Good shut it. Alistair Dickinson on debut against Carl Heyman.
Welcome to Test match rugby.
Well, more than that, isn't it? Carl Heyman. It's another league altogether.
Actually, it becomes quite difficult for the All Black front row because really they've got to try and manage the opposite without letting it collapse at the same time. So very difficult for them.
Keep it up there. Okay, time off.
I'm not sick of this part of the game at the moment. The sort of collapse and reset. I mean, not so bad at the World Cup, I guess, but difficult for a lot of our domestic rugby back home.
And not down, all right?
That their shoulders got below their hips here, and that was the reason it went down.
You cannot go on the angle. Let's sort it out, please. Come on. There we go.
Right, still the same back position with Sivivati just lurking outside Carter and Luke McAllister just behind them.
Pause, engage, keep it up there. Let's go.
Soialo, Kelleher, Chris Marsoy. Lose it forward there, they did. Scotland have come away with it.
Just a little error there when hot on attack. Just thought there Chris Massoi could have left that ball, but Calla had done the initial drive, laid the ball back, straight out to the back line. You see here turning, ball lost on the tackle.
He's actually trying to offload, I think, and that's, they play a high-risk game sometimes, the All Blacks, but these guys are experienced enough to know when to give it and when not, and that was the time not to try and offload.
That's out. Closing in on 10 minutes gone of the second half, 23-0.
Getting a little bit frustrated there, the All Blacks. A good 5-7 minutes of pressure on the Scottish line, but no reward in points.
No, AJ, in a funny way, this is not such a bad thing. They need to work out, these guys. And Scotland, they're defending their hearts out, and they are, they're running interference. They're sitting right on the offside line. They're D'ing up well in the inside channels. This is the workout the All Blacks need.
Test of discipline, Grant.
Parks takes his eye off the ball, knock on both ways. Well, quite a bit of debate as to whether this...
Well, actually,
well, he had it.
I tell you what, who's that guy? Is that Walker? I think that's what got him. His own player as he stepped back to kick.
Number 3, Scotland. Number 3, blue.
Mind you, Chris Massoi running at you full ball.
Having said that, it wasn't a great position to stand. If you're in a defensive kicking position, that's not where you stand if you want to rip it down the right-hand touch line. You need to stand much more in behind your own ruck.
So this guy adds some steel to the pack. 17 is Gavin Kerr. 44 test matches, 112 kilograms.
Get the bind up, gentlemen. Crouch, touch, pause, engage.
Kelleher, Carter, Sivivatu. Kelleher again. Pushes off Callum, taken by Barclay, 6 metres out. Soyalo in the thick of it. Tony Woodcock. Held up, scrum, 5 metres.
It seems to be a tactic of the All Blacks, an inside channel attack. When you're in the 22, the red zone as we call it, and they get into the pick and go. They get into their work with some real urgency. They use Kelleher at the first pick, and the forwards get in behind, and they try and keep going. It's not a bad tactic.
Oh, it's been working well, and Kelleher is like another loose forward. He's very physical, very strong in that area.
2-1 dominance in terms of territory for the All Blacks.
Black ball.
Very much a catalyst there for the forwards. Had Massoi on his shoulder, then we had Woodcock and Heyman all prepared to pick and go. Soyalo.
A similar situation to where McCaw scored in the first half. So same tactic, same move, or maybe something a bit different.
There we go.
Carl Heyman down on his knees and back up on the other side. Soyalo. That was a little bit telegraphed, a little bit untidy. Richie McCaw.
Hands off, rock, leave it blue.
For Kelleher. Carter kicking in behind for Webster. Drop out from the 22.
Wrong option, All Blacks. It was on out left. McAllister, I think, was calling for the ball. Well defended, Scotland. This is the thing. I know they score the odd try off this, but I'd much rather that most often they kept the ball in hand in that position.
Well, there's definitely opportunity out to the left. Chance their arm and have a go man on. There are no fatties or loose forwards out there to contend with. An aimless kick in the end.
Parks lets it rip down to replacement fullback Nick Evans. Instead of being Sivivatu.
On the way, tackler 6. Advantage, not rolling away 6.
Kelly Brown, the 6. Carter.
Not playing advantage.
Evans. Marsoi.
Advantage over.
Advantage over, says the referee. They need to get rid of this. The All Blacks as the Scots pour through. Doug Howlett goes in and adds his weight. Sivivatu. Back to Luke McAllister. McAllister. Oh, he had Howlett the other way. Richie McCaw. Oliver to Sivivatu.
Roll away, Blue, leave it!
Howlett back to Evans. McAllister again. Soialo batted back. McCaw. Oh, a little bit untidy. And a forward pass. Across to Russell.
Well, Scotland's still continuing to defend bravely, but this was a butchered opportunity. McAllister cannot have heard Howlett on the inside, and Howlett, as he always does in support through the midfield, positions himself beautifully. He was in under the sticks. McCaw was there as well. So
really, it was a great opportunity. There was a try right under the sticks there for Doug Howlett. I think maybe got a bit confused with the jerseys also. Similar jerseys for Scotland to the All Blacks.
Maybe, but then even after that, to be honest, the organisation was a bit shoddy. Just seemed to not be quite sure which side of the ruck to attack. They got a couple of moves off the breakdown that they need to execute, and looked like they were trying to call one, but a little bit of confusion. So pretty scrappy start really in many ways to the second half from the All Blacks.
Possibly also, we've got to give some credit to the Scottish defence ground. Very smothering in numbers, putting some pressure on the All Blacks. Give them some credit.
Yeah, well, we did do that earlier. They have defended well.
Yeah, we have. We've given them plenty of credit, and they have fronted up more so than many expected them to.
Crouch, touch, pause, engage, steady. Get it up there, it's fine.
This time the pressure tells. Callum can't rescue them. The back of that scrum.
Okay, I'm seeing McCaw looking at Carter, having a chat tactically, maybe Richie giving pretty stern message about where he wants the attack to go.
Touch, pause, engage, steady, keep it there. Off the arm, please. Off the arm, please.
We're interested to see the reaction of the Murrayfield crowd if the All Blacks opt to go for the 3 points here. You would imagine they'll go for the corner flag and, well, gee, I don't know.
Well, to be honest, that's credit to Scotland. That's what that's about. McCaw is saying these guys they're barring up, they're doing all right. We'll just take the points. And look, to be fair, guys, this is a World Cup final series match. You take the points, don't you?
I think it's also a time for the team to reflect. They've been throwing the ball around willy-nilly for the last 5 minutes, Grant. I think it's time to just settle things down, just take a big breath, get the points on the board and go back, and let's just readdress the situation and just tidy up a few of those little loose ends you've been talking about.
Off the upright. Howlett gives chase. Does brilliantly, Doug Howlett. And Oliver. Yes. Offside against Scotland. Kelleher. Carter.
Roll away, Blue!
Howlett again. Howlett. 10 metres out.
Bondage over!
Sivivatu. Out for Tony Woodcock for the corner. Oh, he called it forward. I want to have another look at that, referee, because I don't like it when you disallow tries to our big prop.
I don't think Hugo Southwell's very well either.
No, he got the full brunt of Tony Woodcock going down like a flying winger. He buried his head right into him.
Yeah, Richie McCaw suggesting just the referee that they need to pay a bit of attention to.
Right, get up his place.
Well, we can't tell from that angle.
No. Boom.
Right in the midriff.
Come down.
Oh,
This will show us. There's a cut line there.
Offside.
Well,
Yeah, probably.
yeah, but you know what happens if you do that? Most passes go forward because as you're going forward and passing the ball, it goes forward with the speed you're running. So where do you draw the line?
Was it called by the touchy?
Pause, engage. Steady, off the arm there.
A huge shunt from this impressive All Black back.
Yeah, the front of the tight forwards, stand up, take a bow, really dominating this Scottish pack. Torrid afternoon for them. As I mentioned, Callum's doing some brilliant work at the back there, but can only do so much.
Number 2, sub.
Fergus Thompson coming on for Scott Lawson.
Two of your boys lying there, two inside. Inside of you. Right, time up.
22 minutes remain. 23-0.
Crouch.
Chris Jack
Touch.
warming up,
Pause.
ready to come into the action, possibly.
More standard backline formation by the All Blacks. Howlett is just tucked about 5 metres in behind Daniel Carter, but other than that, pretty stock standard. Maybe a more orthodox move, and maybe one, instead of it through a closer channel, they might just go a bit wider here.
Pause, engage.
Looks like Andrew Hall might be the one off the bench.
That's been the story of the All Blacks afternoon. Lots of little errors, lots of good things done. That's a foot got in there, so a bit hard to blame Soialo there.
So Oliver coming off.
Substitution for Scotland, number 20, Rory Lawson, is replacing number 9.
Number 20 on there, Rory Lawson for Chris Cassidy. Kelleher and Anton Oliver come off. And then come Andrew Hoare and Brendan Leonard.
Substitution for New Zealand, number 20, Brendan Leonard, has replaced number 9, Barry Kelleher.
The 20 for Scotland, Rory Lawson. His father, Alan, played 15 tests for Scotland. He's the grandson of the doyen of rugby commentators, Bill McLaren. He will be very proud.
Touch. Pause. Engage. Keep it there.
See number 20, Rory Lawson.
Time off. Time off. Captain, I'm not going to speak to this gentleman again. You have to stay off the arm. You're going to find yourself in trouble. Sort it out, please.
Well, hard word for Gavin Kerr, the replacement prop. So it's a penalty.
They'll go back again.
They're not going to take the shot this time.
Back they go. They got a prop and a bit of trouble on a warning from the referee, so you go straight back at him.
Well,
Coach. Touch.
So this would be a great
Pause.
opportunity
Engage.
to let the
That's
All Black
much better.
backs
Keep it
go.
there.
It's pedestrian at the back of the All Black scrum. That's not good enough. Howlett.
Roll away, blue.
Rodney Soialo. The All Blacks haven't been able to benefit from their scrum dominance. Turnover here. Back for Parks. Nick Evans well positioned. Back on just on his own side of halfway. To Marsoi. Sivavatu. Another mistake. They're starting to mount.
Whatever it is, it's contagious. Again, there was a good opportunity. Marsoi took the ball up very hard. Brendan Leonard, lovely pass out there, and really there was some numbers out to the left ground. It looked dangerous for the All Blacks.
The captain gets arrested. In comes Sione Lawaki.
Well, he's had a fine game, Richie McCaw, as he almost always does. So Soialo, I would think, will take over the captaincy. But AJ, I think they're starting to overdo the pick and go, to be honest. They just a little bit more variation. You know, Scotland are awake to that, and they're defending well in that channel.
Well, that's what they do well, Grant. They defend well. As I say, the variation, I would love to see some of the All Blacks backs get more involved if the opportunity arises.
pause, engage. Hold it there, that's good.
Well, it does concern me the way they dominate so much at scrum time, but it's not being reflected so much on the scoreboard. Kick down to Evans inside the 22. Wilson, Webster.
Well away, play.
Scotland backs have lost it in here for Leonard. Lawaki, Sione Lawaki. Leonard again. Back for Lawaki. Now some go forward. Woodcock. Thorne. 12 metres out.
Well away, blue, it's a rock, hands off, blue.
Leonard. Carter. Sivivatu. The Rolo.
Well away, catch up, blue.
It's strong in the midfield defence, the Scots. Milwaukee. And again. McAllister. Lee Williams. Williams down the right wing side. Crashing for the corner. Stretches out try.
Here we go again. Williams, I tell you what, I've been watching him in the last few minutes. He's been working really hard. There's nothing wrong with that. Showed good speed, good athleticism, good fend. Tell you what, he had a support player on the inside and he was never going to pass the ball.
Well, he did good well there not to pass because he had the ball tucked under his right arm. He would have to transfer and give it to Masari in support. So well done there by the big fella. Been working hard, as you mentioned. Not so prominent in the loose today. Good reward for hard work.
Well, that's the bonus point try for the All Blacks. Ellie Williams, 6th test try for him in his 45th test match. Daniel Carter getting a workout on the right-hand touchline. About the 4th shot he's going to have is when the picture gets to him.
It was hard work though. They still had to work hard for that try. It didn't come easy, and not from a player you'd expect to score. Probably looking from the wingers to touch down in the corner, but it was the big number 5.
Couple of penalties and a conversion for Dan Carter, but he's missed.
Not a normal stat for him, 50%, but he has had some difficult kicks today.
That one's completely off song from Daniel Carter.
I just had a look at it. We're just going to see the replay again. Luke McAllister looking for Chris Marsoe on the decoy run initially. They did well not to create obstruction. And this is just Williams finishing it off 5 metres out. Good body position, good reach as we know. Well done, Ellie Williams.
Webster. Kick back by Nick Evans. He's going to run it out here from his own line. Soialo. Oh, Ruben Thorne. Probably wasn't expecting it. Went backwards. 4 under some pressure. Gets back to his feet with Woodcock right on his shoulder. Carter. Milwaukee.
Whoa, 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 get back. Advantage from the side.
Dan Carter having a little second juggle with that. Parks. He goes Southwell. That's by Howlett and Williams.
Play black.
Scott Murray.
Backwards.
Knocked backwards by Kerr. Kelly Brown. Parks. Kick through by Carter. Picks it up. Carter, you have too much gas. Enjoy.
really came from a mistake from Scotland as they were looking likely. Daniel Carter gets try number 21, not having such a good day with the boot, so he decides he better get points another way. Just a mistake there from Scotland. Carter was patient, lots of support play, far too much speed.
Yeah, it was a mistake from Scotland. Good pressure of play from them too. They had the All Blacks and a bit of hooray out wide there, and he dropped it, but Carter too much pace there, and the big Walker, we've seen that before, he's a big man, 1.94 metres, trying to get down and pick it up. He knocked it on, and Dan Carter said thanks very much, and I'll pop it right behind the sticks.
So Carter about to convert his own try. Carl Heyman and Conrad Smith have done their work for the day. They've come to the sideline.
Just going to see wide again. Well, Nicky Walker, you should have caught that. Really, it wasn't that bad a pass. And Luke McAllister just told Daniel, pin your ears back. There's no one here. Back yourself.
So you see the All Blacks in defence, Grant, trying to throw the ball around just outside their goal line. Evans trying to make the break, but
you know what, AJ?
Higgledy at the back there.
But Evans did really well on a difficult situation, and then chose a wrong option. He needed to keep going left, way to the left-hand touchline. Instead, he looked for an inside channel, and that's where it broke down.
And that's something they've been doing all game, though, isn't it? Reluctant to go wide. Marsoy. Carter. Syed Toyava into the game for Conrad Smith, not releasing in the tackle. Big Chris Jack out there. Amir Tialata. And that's just about the bench strip. It is. Capacity crowd here at Murrayfield.
It's a great opportunity here for Scotland. Full line-out option again. I just think it'll be a flat ball off the back.
If they win it.
If they win it, dead right.
Lowaki. He's got more go forward in this game than he did against Portugal. And that's what he needs to do. That's what you're there for. Isaiah Toyava. Howland. Evans slips over, back to his feet.
Lift him.
Kick through. Touch judge giving the referee the call there. So 12 minutes remain at Murrayfield, 35 points to nil. Lawson.
No.
Lawson. Parks. DeRollo. Hugo Southwood. That was forward. Play on. Nicky Walker.
First knock, second knock, scrum.
Just a slightly more confidence in that scrum from Scotland there with Cal Heyman on the sideline. Managed to control that ball and get some quality stuff out there to the backs.
Big Nicky Walker, the winger there. You got a nickname that appealed to you, AJ?
Numpty.
Can I explain that, AJ?
Well, probably can't, but needless to say, and he had a few issues when he was at school. Probably not the
Number 4 and 12.
cleverest lad in the class, and it's stuck with him ever since. So Numpty is his nickname.
Number 12.
Number 18 coming in, big James Hamilton. Scotland's All Black number 1000 he was, James Hamilton. On for Scott McLeod. Played club rugby in Christchurch.
Time is on. Coach.
A few years back, a couple of years ago.
Pause, engage.
Huge man, 2 metres 03. 124 kilograms in the van here. For Carter. McAllister. McAllister, lovely pass to Nick Evans. Evans back to McAllister. Sivivatu. Knocked forward but regathered by Chris Marsoi. Great work. Now lost forward though. Hugo Southwell in trouble in back play.
Advantage over. That's advantage over. Well away, Black. No, Black.
Southwell gets to his feet, but once again, an All Black era. A promising attack mounting, options building, and then an error. It's been symptomatic in many ways of much of their World Cup form. Been good in patches.
Yeah, just a consistency across the board, Grant. There was a definite opportunity again for Doug Hallett, who's been hunting for the ball, to go to the right side, and it went back in.
Leave it, Black. Hands off.
There's a touch. 10 minutes remain, 35-0.
Okay, we are.
Interesting to watch a little bit of banter there between Chris Jack and James Hamilton, the other replacement, locked forward. Something really starting to go down.
In the air.
Playing the man in the air.
Ready. In the air.
Yeah, she might have been a bit unlucky there. He reached a hand through and got the ball. So
What's the early jumping, please?
Did well, the big man.
Yeah.
he did well.
It's just a timing issue. It's just a timing issue.
So short line out, Marsoi and Lawaki in the midfield.
Are you not out? Are you not out? Are you out? Stay out, please. Stop! It's a rock.
And Evans. Nick Evans. Nice offload to Sivivatu, but forward again.
Another error.
They are mounting up.
This just all seems, you know what, Hamish, I just get the feeling it's a bit flat. I just don't sort of feel the intensity for some reason.
Yeah, well forward. It's just come down a notch or two, hasn't it? I think it's just systematic for the whole. It seems to affect the whole team. Things not quite going their way. It's very important that they finish on a high note, though, the All Blacks. Take that into their next match.
Callum, the number 8, up to halfway. All Blacks pouring through. Turnover. Back to Andrew Hoare. Hoare up the middle. Looks for support. It wasn't there. Gets back to his feet. Here it is for Leonard. Flicks it out to Carter. Sivivatu. Marsoi.
Hands off, Mark. Stay here, please. Ball is out.
Woodcock. Hoare again.
Rock, hands off.
McAllister. Wide out to Evans with a bit of space. Lawaki. Fair enough. Didn't get the numbers over the ball. Kick way downtown with Chris Marsoi back. Waiting for some support. A great pass, but Rodney Sorialo picks it up and a bit of fancy footwork.
Stay back.
McAllister. Jack. Chris Jack. McAllister. Back to Toyava. Inside Toyava. Or again. Howlett. Right. Howlett on Parks. Away he goes. Second try. Doug Howlett.
He's been looking for that all afternoon, hasn't he, Grant?
Well, he has, AJ, and he's been one of the All Blacks' better players today, in my view. Always a worker, Doug Howlett, consummate professional. You work hard enough, you ultimately get the reward. The cut back by Tuiava. This is where the offload game worked, finally, without the little errors. Doug Howlett on Dan Parks. Well, no contest, really. Too much speed.
A good break there by Tuiava. I was impressed with Andrew Hall. He's once again come on as a replacement, a big impact player. Communication, we haven't seen that for the last 20-odd minutes. And look at Doug Howlett stretching out for the try line.
Well, you know, the other thing was there, I think there's probably been communication often enough, but the ball carrier's chosen the wrong option. There, the right option was chosen. The reward came their way. Sharky Robinson to the left of Jonah.
Seeing Justin Marshall in the crowd as well. The ball come out here.
Carlos Spencer earlier in the day ran into him. There's a few.
Rumung has been to visit the All Blacks earlier in the week.
There's a few around the place. A few of our old cobbers too, AJ, that we used to play against.
They're looking in fine form. Probably better than the backs are looking a bit better than you, Grant.
Well, I was going to say most of them look better than you anyway, but
that would really be retro rugby.
Oh, it's great to catch up with them though and talk some old tales over a lemonade or two.
Carter. He's missed again. There's the other day that he'll prefer to forget with the boot.
you know, just looking at the flags, I'm just going to watch the replay again. Andrew Hall, you're right, AJ's done very well. Right option chosen, but I think the wind is a bit fluky in the stadium. There has been breeze about today. New Zealand fans, by the look of it,
very happy.
Lots of them in Edinburgh, isn't there, Hamish?
What a town, what a city, what a place to be. Chris Jack. Thorne. Carter. McAllister.
The Scotland team bus and New Zealand team bus drivers, please report back to their coaches, please. Thank you.
That can only happen at Murrayfield. Did you hear that? The bus drivers, please report to your buses. Classic.
They're in the ground enjoying themselves.
Evans down to Webster. Knocks it back and knocks it into touch. And not happy about it either.
A bit more structure there, Grant. This is here from the replay. Should have really left that alone. Going nowhere, didn't really make a 100% effort. A lot more structure from there from the kickoff. Laid the ball back, Chris Jack. Didn't push the pass, not the 50-50. Nice end to it down the far touchline.
Just under 65,000 here at Murrayfield.
64,000, what is it, 503 to be precise.
That's what we like. Grant Fox always very accurate.
Well, full line out again. Howlett in behind Carter. Once again.
Nice quick flat ball off the top. Knocked down.
Mr. Jonker, I think you got that wrong because there was a Scotland hand in there first. Hasn't quite got all of them right today. A pretty good game, Marius Jonker. There you go. You could just see that. Be fair to him, he was on the other side, so he couldn't see it.
He's knocked forward and down by Dan Parks. 3 minutes remain.
Well, 67% to 33, 2-1. Big stat for the All Blacks. Considered the most important stat in the game now, the territory percentages. And the All Blacks would have hoped that their scoreline would be a little better with that sort of stat in their favour.
Very scrappy on the base of that scrum. I thought that had turned the full 180. It should have been reset.
18 blue.
Well, surely they don't take the 3 on offer here to work something.
They're going to have a scrum.
Ruben Thorne will take the scrum. 2 minutes the call.
So we'll just have a look at the All Black back formation. Evans came to the right and went to the left. McAllister's the one who's going to park himself well out to the right-hand side.
Touch, pause, engage, keep it up.
Soyalo. Leonard. Leo Tiolata going nowhere. Stop at his tracks.
Get on side, Blue. Go away, Blue, right. Stay on side. Off in, Blue.
Tiolata again. Hoare.
Let him go, Blue. No, three, Blue, get off him.
There it is again. Rodney Soialu might be the next one to get his mitts on it.
Away, 8, Blue.
The story of the afternoon, Grant.
Trying to do too much, aren't they, in those situations?
Well, I'll tell you, they will not be very happy with their work at the breakdown. I don't believe they've been that efficient. They haven't been as aggressive as I would have hoped they've been. Now, Scotland have had something to say about that, to be fair. They have muscled up in that area.
Surely after the fourth or fifth attempt, an opportunity to go wide on the left. Let the backs have a crack.
Well, they created a one-on-one situation, and that's about the best you're going to get as a back line nowadays, most often. So guys like Luke McAllister, Daniel Carter love those opportunities.
And they are excellent in their positions, are good enough to beat their opposites. So, yeah, good opportunity to go wide and score.
Well, maybe they haven't wanted to go wide. Just keep it up the sleeve. But sooner or later, you've got to put it on the park, don't you?
Yeah, I just don't think that this is a performance that you'd say, hey, we've got real confidence about winning this Rugby World Cup. It's been efficient enough, and Scotland
Here they go.
They've been brave.
Driving Dave Callum back over the line one more time. So the All Blacks will have one last roll of the dice.
Well, Grant, I'd love to see the ball go wide. See the replay here.
in the left-hand corner, AJ.
Picked it up here. Callum once again doing the best, but good All Black scrum.
Because another try. Is that what you had last night, 47-0, with our fine hosts here in Scotland?
Something like that.
Had a good dinner, didn't we, gents?
Lovely dinner.
I was trying to hand lunch on the way here, wasn't bad. Donald and Lindsay Wilson, good friends of mine from up here. Bacon butties. Flat sausages,
like that.
Sausages there, that's interesting.
Yeah, but for a back to eat 3 out of the 4, really.
So the scrum, the full time up on the clock. I won't be totally convinced, but I guess they've done enough, or they've certainly done enough in terms of getting the Scottish away.
Stay on scrum up, Blue.
It's a different story without Heyman out there. Oh, well, they're going to go to the backs this time, are they? Here they go. Carter. McAllister wide out to Evans. Silvani Sivavatu. Stop the metre short. Knock forward. That'll be it, says referee Marius Jonker. The All Blacks have beaten Scotland 40 points to 0. 6 tries to 0 here at Murrayfield. Doug Howlett with 2 tries. Now the all-time Test try-scoring record holder on his own for the All Blacks. Started the game equal with the great Christian Cullen. Dan Carter, not a great day with the boot kicking wise, scored a try. Chris Marsoi was into everything. Strong game in the 6 jersey. We talked about striking a psychological blow. Grant Fox, I think the win was good enough, but
well, I think the first thing we should do is pay Scotland some credit. It was their second team in many ways. They came with a point to prove. Their attitude on defence was outstanding. Their commitment on defence was outstanding. The All Blacks, again, just too many of those little errors in their game, and I felt like they really lacked a little bit of intensity. The whole atmosphere was a bit flat. I don't think they were physical enough at the breakdown. I think they overplayed the pick and go a little bit. 40-0, the nil they'll be happy with. But I think in many parts of their game, when they go back and look at their computers and dissect it, that there'll be many parts they won't be that happy with.
AJ Witten, though, just some forward passes and just some connections that didn't quite happen.
Yeah, just trying to push the ball. I think it's more of an individual to take ownership of the ball, and if it's not on in the position of your support players not there, take it on yourself to set it up there. Go back to the
6 tries to nil, 40 points to nil. They give Scotland the donut. That is a pleasing aspect. All Blacks in their silver strip. Flapped off Murrayfield. Big Carl Heyman. Andrew Hoare had a good impact when he came off the bench. Well, they talked about it being a Scottish B team, but they could be pretty proud of their effort. We've been a little bit critical of some aspects of the All Black game, but certainly not time to hit the panic button as we have a look over this wonderful city and this brilliant stadium that is Murrayfield.
Yeah, I mean, we're being a bit picky, I guess, but we're looking for that perfection, aren't we? And you know, we're All Black fans too, and we desperately want our side to do well, but some good, again, some good patches.
How tough was that?
Good play by individuals, and not so good by
That
others.
was very tough. We tried to play a tight game, and against the All Blacks, it's a pretty tough way to play. But you know, I thought the boys did really well. I thought, especially the new caps, Dicko and Johnny Bartley, I thought they were outstanding. They put their bodies on the line, and we can't ask any more from them. It was a young team, a lot of young boys, but they put everything they had into it.
And now you have to look forward. Is there enough determination and spirit in the camp as you look ahead to Italy?
I think so, yeah. Like I say, I think the boys tonight put everything into it, they put all their hearts into it, and hopefully that will rub off on the boys that are going to face Italy next week. You know, it's a great buzz we've got at the moment, and there's a lot of competition for places, and you know, hopefully that will spur us on to bigger and better things.
Okay, we wish you well. Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Competition for places indeed. Big Scott Murray wrapped with the performance and the dedication of the new faces in the Scotland team who gave it plenty against the All Black side, who got up here by 40 points to nil at Murrayfield, scoring 6 tries to nil. Here's Richie McCaw.
Well, Richie McCaw, 40 points, 6 tries, but are you happy?
Oh, reasonably happy, yeah. It's always tough playing here at Murrayfield against Scotland, but I guess we'll look back and had a few mistakes during the game, but you know, set piece was good, and you know, it was a 40 points win over not a bad team.
Yeah, you certainly overwhelmed Scotland, especially at the scrum, but were you as clinical as you would have liked?
Oh, I guess probably not for some parts of the game. Yeah, a lot of opportunities we took, we took, so it was quite pleasing, but you know, we forced a few passes when we practiced, we were over the advantage line, could have held on to it and gone again, and we just sort of made a few mistakes there, so I guess there are little things to work on, but I guess, yeah, overall pretty happy.
And you've seen the team evolve over the last few years. Is this group determined enough and focused enough to go on and win this tournament?
That's certainly the plan. Yeah, a lot of us obviously have been working towards this tournament for a long time. Steps along the way, and it's nice to be involved. Get into it. So hopefully we've got what we need. But it's going to be a tough few games coming up, and we're going to have to go up a level from where we were today.
Well, Richie, thanks very much indeed.
Cheers.
Winning skipper Richie McCaw.
Just looking on the stats here. Blacks not asked to do a lot of tackling. Scotland quite a bit. Handling errors. A bit high for the All Blacks really, but I think Richie McCaw made the comment, got to go up a level, and I think that's the critical thing. He's reasonably happy, and I guess we've got to be careful. 40-0, hey Jay. In a Tier 1 Test match, a pretty good scoreline. We look back not so long ago, would have been absolutely wrapped. That would have been an absolute belting, and we're sort of sitting there being a bit critical, not that happy. So it's a bit relative, isn't it?
But that's what we do. We set such high standards, and when we know that they can play better ground, I think that's the issue. We get disappointed when they don't reach that peak.
And Carter, have a great day with the boot.
Some nice little touches early on. Obviously that's not one of them, but a couple of kicks that went to hand but were put down by the wingers.
There's some body language in that though, that when kicked by Carter before the roll through, you saw him straight away. You knew he didn't get it right. This was a mistake in terms of an option by Luke McAllister. Howlett was on the inside. So there was
tries that went begging.
Yeah, they were.
Another one off the upright.
Well, as Merck said in Italy, it's pretty hard to do that, and I'm sure it was target practice.
But look who was the man up there chasing. Doug Howlett once again. Enthusiastic. Keen to get involved.
It's the work at the breakdown that was concerning me a bit today, AJ. They weren't, the errors, they seemed to lack a bit of intensity. And you know, when you play the likes of South Africa in particular, you know the physicality they bring to the breakdown. You know France, if we get them in Cardiff, well, you know, it's going to be tough up front.
Here's the man of the match.
Chris Masoe, congratulations. How satisfying was that from the All Blacks' point of view?
Yeah, I guess, you know, the whole week we've been built up for this one. We know it's going to be tough here, and it was a real test for us today, and pretty pleased to come away with the win, and, you know, hopefully we carry on for next week.
You certainly overwhelmed Scotland at the scrum and set up the platform for your teammates from there.
Yeah, it's our big focus, you our set pieces and that, line out scrum times, we've got to dominate those one, and definitely I'm sure our scrum coach and the coach will be happy with scrum and line outs today.
I wonder if at times you weren't perhaps as clinical as you would have liked to have been.
Yeah, we saw like we pushes, buses is not on, 50-50s, and I'm sure we're going to work on those next week, with a lot of drop balls out there in hanging area, and I'm sure our coaches will work on those next week, and especially with ourselves and individual, week on.
Okay, Chris, congratulations on your own performance. You are the Society General Man of the Match, and here's the trophy for you. Many congratulations.
Thank you very much. Before I go, I'd like to pass on to Tana, all the boys out here, and it was pretty sorry for you, mate. The old man passed away, and all the boys are heart with you, and hopefully we see you soon, brother. All the best. Thank you.
Thanks, Chris.
Some heartfelt words there from Chris Masoe, the man of the match here at Murrayfield. 6 tries to 0, 40 points to 0. Here's the losing captain, coach
Frank Haddon. It's been a very tough afternoon for your team, especially your forwards, I guess. What's your verdict?
Sure, it was a tough afternoon, there's no doubt about it. The gulf in class was there for all to see. We didn't get off to the best of starts, but I thought it was a pretty gutsy effort overall. We will be judged not on our performance today, of course, but on whether we qualify for the quarterfinals.
Yes, that was always the case, really, wasn't it? Looking ahead to the Italy game next week, is there enough spirit and determination within the squad to face that challenge?
The huge advantage we've got now is that instead of taking 4 or 5 days to recover, which might have been the case next week, we can train tomorrow and give us 5 days proper quality build-up to the match that's going to ultimately decide how well we do in this competition.
And so presumably the injury count from today, if there is any, that's a critical factor for you over the next couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely. There didn't seem to be anything too serious, and great credit to the medics and the fitness conditioners for getting the boys in that sort of shape. So we'll move on. As I said to them on Tuesday, we can't spend more than a couple of minutes dwelling on what's happened. Let's look forward. We've got a tremendous opportunity to do something really special for the Scottish crowd in this competition.
And so just give me your view on how important that match is against Italy for yourself and indeed for Scotland.
I think it's just the biggest game since the game against Fiji 4 years ago.
Frank, we wish you well for the coming week.
Thanks, Chris. Cheers.
Frank Haddon will be happy with the day's work of his young Scottish side. He said the plan was always to bring some new faces in against the All Blacks and have his top 15 available for Italy to decide who will be the other team in from this pool into the quarterfinals. As we see a happier part of Dan Carter's game today.
I think he'd be happy he wanted to put that one under the post so he could convert it, Hamish, the way he was going with his percentages. And he thought, well, let's make it a bit easy for me.
Yeah, you don't always get it right, though, AJ. You do have the odd off day. Dan doesn't have too many.
This man again has come off the bench and played outstandingly well.
A good depth of hooker and Doug Howlett, the record holder. What do we go to? 48 tries. Here's Graham
40 points, 6 tries, no points against. Are you a happy man?
Yeah, I'm reasonably happy. I thought we set piece well. Defence was generally pretty good. But our execution, we made a lot of unforced errors, which was frustrating. Frustrating sitting in the stand, frustrating for the guys on the track. So we need to work on still.
Yeah, is that the area you need to work on ahead of the quarter-final and the knockout stages?
Oh, for sure, and I think perhaps we weren't as sharp as we have been in this particular game, and we need to look at that and then look at our error rate. But there's a lot of good things out there as well.
And how focused are this group and determined to go on and win this tournament are New Zealand?
Oh, that's what we're over here for. We're doing our best to play the rugby that will win the tournament. So we're pretty focused to try and do that.
Yeah, and coming back to today's performance, certainly at the set scrum, you just completely dominated the Scots.
Well, the scrum has been average up till now in the first two games, so it's good that it stepped up in that department.
Okay. And the next challenge ahead for you, Romania. How do you look ahead to that one?
A lot of guys are very keen to play and put their hand up for selection for the quarter-final. So that'll be an interesting game and see how they come through.
Are they certainly making you think about selection, all those players in the dressing room then?
Yeah, that's their job, and they were doing it well. That's good.
Excellent. Graham, thanks very much indeed.
Pleasure.
Okay, the All Blacks not so sharp, but a bit of a blunt axe, I think, as far as the Scots were concerned. They really got pummeled in a record-breaking try for Doug Hallett. More from the World Cup in just a moment.